After decades of hard work, the last thing you want to do is hand over a massive and unnecessary chunk of your life's work to the IRS because of a few common and completely avoidable mistakes. In this video, I'm going to break down the 3 biggest mistakes entrepreneurs make when selling their business. And the biggest one, by far, is something I see all the time. And it's a shame, because with the right planning, you can completely change the outcome and potentially not pay any taxes on the sale of your business. So today, I'm going to walk you through what these 3 critical errors are and the cost of getting them wrong. And then I'm going to explain the proactive steps you can take years in advance to make sure you keep more of what you've worked so hard to build. Let's get into it. By far, the largest and most costly mistake entrepreneurs make is waiting until the business is sold or a deal is already on the table to start thinking about taxes. At that point, your options are incredibly limited. It's like trying to buy flood insurance when the water is already rising. A good CPA can help you with compliance, but they can't turn back time. The real power is in proactive, forward-looking tax planning. The further ahead you start planning, the better. When you start thinking about your exit 5 or 10 years ahead of time, it opens up a world of possibilities that just don't exist when you plan at the last minute. Most business owners start thinking about tax planning here at the red X. They close the deal, see the money hit their account, then call their CPA in a panic. But all the magic happens here in the planning window. This is where you can make small adjustments that have a massive impact down the road. It's about moving from a defensive, reactive position to an offensive, proactive one. Look, you've spent your entire life becoming an expert in your industry, not the details of the tax code. And that's exactly how it should be. Our role with clients is to be a proactive, strategic partner, helping them with these complexities years before they're even on the horizon. If you're a business owner and you're starting to think about what the next chapter may look like, let's have a conversation. There's a link in the description to book an intro call. We can't work with everyone, but we'd be happy to take your call. Let's talk about the second biggest mistake. This happens right at the foundation of the business. The second biggest mistake we see is not having the right business entity structure set up years in advance. How your business is legally structured, LLC, S Corp, C Corp, has an enormous tax implication when you sell your business. One of the most powerful benefits is called Qualified Small Business Stock, QSBS. It's a huge home run if you can qualify for it. Unfortunately, many business owners miss out because they didn't set up their entity correctly from the beginning. This isn't something you can switch to right before you sell. It's a strategy that takes foresight and multi-year planning. This is one of the most generous provisions in the tax code. If your business is structured as a C Corp, but you can see one of the keys here is a 5-year hold. You have to plan for it. The third most common mistake is taking the entire proceeds in a single year. While seeing that huge lump sum hit your bank account feels great, it also creates a huge tax problem. That massive influx of capital gain pushes you into the highest capital gains bracket, ensuring you pay the maximum capital gains rate on your life's work. A very effective tool to mitigate this is an installment sale. This spreads the capital gains and the taxes over a period of years. It gives you much more control. Now, ideally, our clients get way ahead of this and use long-short tax loss harvesting to offset the capital gain. That way, they can receive all the money up front because $1 today is worth more than $1 in the future. But if you're too close to the sale for that, an installment sale can be a very powerful tool. So the federal capital gains rates are 0, 15, and 20. You also have net investment income tax, which is 3.8%. A lot of states also have additional capital gains tax. So by taking the payment in 1 year, you guarantee you're paying the highest capital gains rate, which can be a huge chunk, which can create a massive tax bill. Strategically spreading that tax over multiple years can allow you to be in lower capital gains brackets and create a much lower overall tax burden. When you're taking a lump sum sale, the timing of that sale is extremely important. We encourage clients to try to sell at the beginning of the year because if you do this, you can tax loss harvest for the rest of the year. If you sell in the 4th quarter, you're really between a rock and a hard place and there's very little you can do. Pushing the sale to the next year can save you hundreds of thousands or millions in taxes. It's about controlling your tax destiny instead of letting one single event control you. As a certified exit planning advisor, I learned a lot from the Exit Planning Institute. One of the things I learned was that 70 to 75% of business owners have profound regret after selling their business. Those are some staggering numbers. This more often than not revolves around their personal life post-business sale. Part of SEPA is the 3-legged stool framework, which ensures alignment between personal, business, and financial goals. We've talked about the financial leg. This is about making sure the business owner has sufficient tax planning and wealth to ensure their lifestyle after the business sale. For example, if a business owner is netting $1 million from their business, they're going to need about $20 million post-sale to maintain that lifestyle. The next leg is the personal leg. This is essentially what you're going to do after you sell your life's work. This is all too often overlooked, one of the main reasons business owners have that regret after selling their business. The third leg is the business leg. This is about maximizing the value of the business. Building a transferable business with management in place and systems and processes. If the business is just based on the owner, it's going to be a low value business. We recommend engaging a certified exit planning advisor 3 to 5 years before the sale of a business. They'll take you through what's called the value acceleration methodology. Most businesses sell on a multiple of revenue. For example, if your business does $5 million in revenue and the multiples range from 4 to 7, if you can increase that multiple from 4 to 5 or 5 to 6, that's $5 million of additional sale value. The CPA professional should work with your CPA, your attorney, and your financial advisor. Working with a CPA professional can be one of the best investments you make. The personal leg is essentially what you want to do with your life after you sell your life's work. This revolves around your purpose, your family, your health, and future goals. This is a question you need to ask yourself well before you sell. What do I want to do next? What's going to bring me happiness? What's going to bring me joy? What's my purpose moving forward? You've spent decades building this business and poured your heart and soul into it. You're going to need something to fill that void. This is all too often overlooked and is one of the main reasons business owners regret selling their business. So to recap, the biggest mistakes are waiting too long to plan, having the wrong business entity structure, and taking all the proceeds at once. These are the 3 mistakes that can cost entrepreneurs millions when they sell. But as you can see, every single one of them is avoidable with proactive, forward-looking planning. Selling your business is one of the most important financial events of your life that honors the years of work you put into building it. If you want to see what this kind of proactive planning looks like in action, I encourage you to watch this video where I break down how we save the client over 7 figures in taxes. I'll see you there.